Hello and welcome, this is Swerve from the HotUtils support team. Today I'm going to take you through a tutorial of the new Territory Wars planning tool. This is a tool that has been in development for quite a while. We've been testing it in a closed beta and it will be released at the same time as this tutorial. If you're watching this for the first time, I suggest you check out the squads tool as well before beginning, because that will be a necessary tool that you will need in order to use the Territory Wars tool. This tool is part of the Habanero features, or as we like to call them, the guild tools. In order to access the tool, you need a Habanero subscription in your guild, or at least the equivalent, which gives you access to guild tools. But in order to access the deployment command for the tool, you only need a Sherry subscription, so it's available to everyone that is subscribing to HotUtils. As I mentioned earlier, what you want to start out with is the squads tool. In here, you need to create the squads that you want to use for your Territory Wars planning. The squads tools is where you create the squads that you want to use in your Territory Wars defense. Here you can set the characters that you want in each squad and create substitutes for them. Once you set up the squads that you want to use for your Territory Wars template, you head over to the Territory Wars planning section. From here, you can create a template just like you do in the Territory Battles Platoons planning tool. You choose the title, choose if you want to share it with your alliance, choose the type of template. Currently there's only defense templates available. You choose the amount of squads per zone, and for this one I suggest choosing slightly above what you think you will be using, because it's easier to plan for 40 squads and need 35 rather than to plan for 35 and need 40. You can also add a small description, and then you can exclude and prefer players. I will be talking about these features later, and you can also change them after you created the template. Once you've created your template, you can choose to view it or choose to edit the settings or delete it. This is the general UI of the Territory Wars planning tool when you're planning your squads. The settings button allows you to change settings that you made when you created your template. From here, you can also choose to save the template as a new one, which allows you to create a backup or a copy of the one that you're currently working on. If you simply hit save, it will overwrite the current template with the new settings. Set active is a very important button, because this one tells the bot which Territory Wars planning template is currently active, and is what it will use for when assigning your players their squads and allowing them to place them. So for the currently active Territory Wars plan, you always want to make sure that it is set as active. Sync with game allows you to fetch data from in-game, like the currently placed characters, squads, and anything else that is placed on the battlefield on your defense. Up here you will also see excluded and preferred players. Other than that, you will see some information here about the template and your guild. You can also see the amount of unassigned squads here currently. You can choose to send out Discord direct messages for this current plan. Doing this will prompt you if you want to set this plan as active, which is always to be preferred if this is the plan that you're using for your defense. After that, you can choose a customized message to send with your assignments, and you can also choose to only send assignment to specific players if only a few of them needs a reminder, or if someone didn't get their assignments for some weird reason. This is what the message received by your players will look like, and as the bot suggests, if you answer it with the command place, it will place their assignments right into the game. And as I mentioned earlier, this requires the minimum of a Sherry subscription, which is our lowest subscription tier to HotUtils. But if you get the Sherry, which is $5 each month, you will be able to place your squads directly from Discord by answering this message. Other than that, you have a couple different view modes here that will affect the way that you see the squads. I recommend playing around with them and seeing what fits your liking. During the defense phase, this Discord direct message button will turn into a reminder button and will send out reminders to anyone that still has unplaced defense squads. Now we will be going through the planning process. You start by choosing a zone. You can edit the zones to give them the names you like and choose the character combat type in that zone. Either you choose character for ground zones or ship for the fleet zones. Also, you can choose to swap the zones around by adding the number here. The default numbering of the zones is the same as the Territory War tools has always been in HotUtils, starting with 1 in the top right corner, then going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, ending at the bottom left zone. If you change the sorting of some of the zones, this will be your new default, so the next time you create a template, the ordering of the zones will be the same as it was the last time you edited a template. To start assigning squads, you simply hit the Assign Squads button for a zone. And then you can see all of your territory squads that you have created for your guild. Choose the squad that you want by clicking the View button next to the squad. This is the view that you get when you're assigning the squads to the players. Here you can see the difference between preferred and excluded players. As you can see here, I'm a preferred player, so with the default sorting I will be at the top of the list. And the excluded players will be at the bottom, won't be able to be chosen for assignments. For this squad you can see the squad requirements in the portraits up here. You can also see the different substitutes and how they are being sorted. The bot will on its own assign the characters by the order of substitutions that you have selected when you created the squad. If you, however, would want to change the assigned character on a different player, you have to select that player and then you click this choice button here. And then you will be able to choose a different assignment, overriding the automatic one. If you want to go back to the automatic one, you hit default, and it will choose the one that is selected by the sorting. This works both for substitutes created by gear or by order. You can select as many players as you want to assign. You can select all of them by clicking the top button up here. You can unselect all of them by clicking it again. You can also select a few, and then you can choose to invert your selection by clicking that drop down next to the select all button. If you want to sort the squads by Omicron, you can use the filter view. You can choose to add a column, select the unit, in this case we're going to use Captain Phasma, and then choose Omicron. Choose save. Then you can sort this column based on the amount of Omicrons the players have. And then you can select only the ones that you want to assign that has the Omicron, since they're easily available at the top of the list. From the filter guild squad units, you also have the ability to show only players that have another unit, or show players that doesn't have another unit. If you're not satisfied with the squad that you created, you realize you have some loopholes in it, or there's another substitute that you would want to add or remove, you can edit the guild squad from this page. You hit the Edit Guild Squad button in the top right corner, and then you can edit it just as you would in the squad tool. As you can see here, I can remove some substitutions and add substitutions on another character. Saving it will allow me to save the changes to the guild squad. I can then also make changes to the substitutes as I would want to do normally. Once you're done with your assignments, you hit the Assign Squads to zone number 1 here. This will assign all of the players to the specified squads in that zone. And then here you can see an overview of the squads they have assigned and their GP as well. If you would want to quickly remove one of the players, you can just click the trash can. If you want to remove all of them, you can click the clear button. Now you repeat this process over and over until you've filled all of your zones. Then it will look something like this. From here on out we can start checking out the different view modes. We have show unit names, that will remove the portraits from all of the squads. We also have my personal favorite, which is compact mode. While in compact mode you can also click this little button to quickly change the zone for a squad. But sometimes you need normal mode in order to remove a player from assignments. You can also choose to not see the zones and only see the players and their assigned squads. And last but not least, you can see only your own squads. And from here, you can also choose to place your own squads. This is a view that all of your users, despite not being officers, will be available to view and place their squads from here as well. In order to change your personal assignment, you would have to contact your officers, because normal members do not have the ability to change the templates. If you already have a good defense set up since before, you can go back into your history and create a plan from a previous defense. Open up the specific territory war that you want to copy from, and then click Save as Territory Wars Planning Template. It will then show up in the list of Territory Wars templates. That was all for the Territory Wars planning tutorial. I hope you learned something new, and if you didn't, you can always check us out on Discord and ask any unanswered questions.